Hello everybody, my name is Cassandra and welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be starting my neck pieces, my pork, look how old that is, May 2020. Yes, so I'm going to hope these are still good. I'm going to get them going tonight in my crock pot because they are technically just neck bones. And I know they'll taste really good if I let them go all the way overnight and just lightly season them with a few random seasonings. Just bay leaves, white pepper, salt, and I'm gonna do this just to give it a little more flavor. I'm gonna end up, I don't know how much kind of meat is gonna be on this, but at this point I don't know what I'm adding to it yet. I don't really want to think that far ahead, so before I go to bed I'm gonna get these in here. Oh, look at that, they're a little freezer burnt. They're very freezer burnt. So I guess I'm gonna let them go and see how the broth tastes tomorrow. Because just because it smells freezer burnt doesn't mean it won't make nice broth. I might just not save the meat and just use all the collagen and stuff out of the bone. But let me get some water in there and then we'll get some seasonings in there too. All right, so we are going to hope for the best and hope that it still makes a really nice broth, even though it's a little pretty freezer burnt. That's a downfall of having really weird shaped items in the white wrap freezer paper, is you never know how it's gonna settle after a while. But it might be fine. You never know. I'm just gonna go with it. If nothing else, not like I can't just throw it away. It's been in my freezer for how long? I'm just gonna stick in a bay leaf or so. And there's no rhyme or reason to this. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it. I have some noodles pulled out that are frozen. They've been in my freezer for about as long as this is, probably. They are egg noodle. Let me show you. They are spaghetti egg noodles that I have starting to thaw out that my sister got me, I think, a couple of years ago. So I was hoping to make a nice pork broth with those and some vegetables, but we will see how this turns out. Because yeah, I don't know. I really need to get through my freezer, and I really don't want to just throw it away just because it looks a little off. I would like to give it a chance. I'm going to put a good tablespoon or two of this stuff in here. And that is going to be it for tonight. I'm going to put it on low on my crock pot, and sometime around lunch tomorrow, I will taste it and see if the fact that it's a little freezer burnt affected the broth at all. If not, we'll keep moving on. If it does, I will scrap this and just make some bouillon. Because that's what bouillon is for. It's to make everything... Yeah, it's the easy way out, but I'm going to try this because I don't know what else to do with these bones. So I will catch you tomorrow. Alright, my bones have been going for a good 15, 16 hours. Let's see. I know there's cooked as they're going to be. Oh, steam. Oh, nice. So I'm going to go kick this off because I'm going to strain it because I'm not sure what the bone situation is like in pork. So, yes, falling straight off the bone. I'm going to get a piece of the meat off and see what it tastes like first. And if it's okay, I'll keep it. If not, I'm straining all the meat and all the bone out of it, and I'm going to start cooking up some vegetables. And maybe I'll add some beans to it so I have some protein too. So, let's get working on it. I'm going to start out with an onion. I have a little oil in the pan. I'm going to get this cooked. I have a little bit of frozen bell peppers I'm going to toss in. And I have some jarred garlic. I have a bag of frozen mixed vegetables in my microwave, warming up. That way everything's hot when I throw the broth in. The meat on the bones was, yeah, it's tough. It's been way past its prime, but the broth itself tastes pretty good, so we're just gonna go with a bean meal. I have some black beans in my cupboard. So I'm gonna get everything cooking, and then we're gonna get everything mixed together, hot, and decide how I'm gonna season it. I haven't decided yet. How would you season it? I'm just gonna open my cover and start throwing stuff in until it tastes good, basically, because that's how I roll. Anyways, once everything's hot, I'll catch back up with ya. Got my garlic added to it, my onions about cooked, my bell peppers are heated through, so I'm gonna throw in a can of drain and rinse black beans, just for some protein in my soup. I have my hot bag of mixed vegetables. If I can get it open. Going in. I also am working on breaking apart my egg noodles because they're thawed. They're a little freezer burnt, but I'm sure they'll be fine once they soak up all the nice broth. Hopefully I have enough. Haven't got that far yet. Now I'm going to strain my, use this and strain my broth because the neck bones from my pork neck like totally fell apart. They didn't come out. I couldn't get them out, so I'm going to strain it to make sure I don't get any little tiny bones. And then I will be back in a second. I didn't even spill it. Look at that. I only had one bone left in the thing, and I have some random fat pieces out of it. I actually got quite a bit of broth. Look at that. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. I'm going to get a little tasty taste of it. Add some seasoning to it, and then throw my noodles in. I just want some broth. It's a very bland broth. But what did I expect? I'm gonna throw some salt. A little bit more ground pepper. And you know me, I'm not organized at all. So, sorry if I'm just wandering at this point. Just gonna add some more of the Mrs. Dash, because it's still, I can taste a little bit in the background, so like a teaspoon or so. Trying to decide if I want soy sauce or Worcestershire sauce. I think I'm gonna get some Worcestershire in here. We gotta get in the fridge because I am unorganized. Okay, add like a tablespoon of Worcestershire just for something different. And I'm gonna stop seasoning it, get my noodles in there because I don't want to over salt it or anything. And I also know my noodles are gonna soak up flavor and broth. So as soon as this starts boiling, well, it doesn't really matter if it's boiling, I know it's hot, so we're gonna toss the noodles in because they're gonna take a good 15-20 minutes to cook. And we'll see how much broth I have left over once the noodles are done. Think it's gonna be good? I don't know. I'm trying to decide if I want to make garlic bread or not. Because I have a loaf of bread. I think it should still be good. I got it a while ago. But I usually store my bread in the fridge because it's just me eating it most of the time. So we're gonna let this cook down and then we'll taste it again and keep seasoning it until it's good to go. My noodles are pretty much done. They look almost like really thick ramen noodles, which is kind of fun because it's kind of what I did, except for the flavoring. I still don't know what to do about the seasoning on it. It is a little bland still. I'm going to add some accent, which is literally MSG. In case you didn't know, if you ever buy this and you don't, yeah. Seems like the thing to add a little bit in there to bump up the flavor a bit. I'm going to add a little bit more of this, and I'm going to keep digging around. I don't really know what to add to it. It's basically just a nice vegetable flavored soup, even though it's made with pork broth, because the pork broth doesn't taste like much, it's just bone broth. Bone broth only tastes like what you add into it. So I just want it to be salted enough that the noodles aren't gonna soak up all the flavor when it cools off. Yeah. I'm basically tasting vegetables, which is cool. It's not what I want though. What should I add to it? I can get a little bit of my pepper, and all I taste is like the frozen vegetables. So I'm gonna let it sit here for a little bit, let the flavors soak up a little bit more, and then we'll taste it again and see what to add to it. I don't really know. I'm gonna think on it. I'll be back. Alright, it's still a little bland, and since I can't decide what to put in it, I'm going to add my my go-to, which is my Greek seasoning, which has black pepper, garlic, oregano, base seasonings, parsley, and 5 other spices. I'm just gonna add like a teaspoon of this into it. Yeah. And see if that helps with the flavor, because I'm really bad at picking out flavors. That's why I buy all the seasoning mixes. I don't have to think about it. So I'm gonna let this sit on a low simmer for about half hour or so, and then it'll be time to eat. So we're pretty much done here. I hope you enjoyed my video. If you do, toss me a like and subscribe. I'd love to have you join me here on my little channel, and I will catch you next time. Later!